Good morning, YouTube. It is March 6, 2011. This is Toad Vlogs, the morning show. And let's go to Guelph, Ontario. I think that's Guelph or Gulp, Ontario. And what happened in Guelph, was that the police wrongly pronounced a woman dead. And it wasn't until much later, several officers had checking the scene because they thought it was suspicious, so they were investigating for possible foul play. When the more advanced team came, they noticed that the woman wasn't dead. Now, last time I checked, police officers were not doctors. And they, experience, from how police departments across Canada have acted, is that no, that they're not. They are not capable of medical diagnosis like you are dead. So I mean, there's obvious times, but a coroner is supposed to be defining whether somebody's dead and when they died and blah blah blah, not a policeman. So why didn't they call the coroner in? At least the coroner could have took their pulse, and that's what happened with the when the investigating team arrived. Is they took the pulse and found a pulse. Hey, you know what? Our dead woman's not quite dead. Now they were investigated by the police because the police always investigate the police, which is wrong. It's so wrong. They can't be investigating themselves because, of course, they're never going to find themselves guilty of anything unless it's absolutely, clearly evident. So they found no wrongdoing whatsoever on the officer. They followed procedure, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's not the problem. The problem is the procedure is wrong. They should have to call somebody to check the body. Somebody who actually knows what the hell to check for a pulse, check for life signs, check for vitals, Yeah, you know what? And I don't fault the officers because he's doing what he's trained. It's the system that's wrong. Get somebody in there to verify the person's dead. I mean, this woman didn't even have life-threatening injuries. Okay, she was in a catatonic state, but she did not even have life. She had injuries, but they were not life-threatening. So how did you determine she was dead? And then, as they say, that they determine it by examining the where is it here? Excuse my timing here. This is crazy. I know I've just seen it. Basically, they examine the scene and the body. They look at it. And that's how they determine death. That person's dead. There's a lot of blood. That person's obviously dead. They're not talking to me. They're not moving around too much. They're dead. How many people were not dead that they determined were dead and then died later? We'll never know. Because they'll take a 8-hour investigation, which they have to do. And meanwhile, the person's sitting there, come on. Get an expert in there. That's what we have experts for. And that's all I have to say about that. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.